Okay, guys, I talked about arrays in the past, like numbers equals to, and we talked about one of the disadvantages of arrays. You cannot later modify this array in the way of adding and removing numbers dynamically. Now, there are other types of collections. What I mean? Well, just go to the documentation and search for a collection, and you'll see that there are kinds of collections, and you have dictionary, list, queue, sorted list, stack, array, hash table, and then generic collections, queue and stack. Also, there are generic versions, there are observable versions, read-only versions, and there are many collections. Obviously, I cannot cover all collections. I am just going to talk about lists and dictionaries. Now we have the list. We have, since it's a generic, it expects some type. And what are generics? Well, I'm not going to talk about generics in this video, since it's a more advanced concept. We need to know about object-oriented programming. But we define the list. And now I cannot like numbers, like 1. And I can also remove numbers. And in order to output this is it's called numbers, and then we have the output. I did a typo here, so it's item, not rather the. And we added 1, we removed 1. Okay, clear. Well, here we are creating some new object, but what are objects? I'm not going to talk about this, because if you remember string, you just type in some string. If it's number, it's number, but here we have this syntax here. We have these braces, okay, which signify that we are creating some new object. I'm not going to explain this in a lot of detail. Well, you can also output the count, like the number of the elements. Also, you can sort, you can convert to array, and lists are quite powerful. You can also use this one. So these are lists. I'm going to talk about the dictionary. One thing to notice here, you can initialize with some values here, like this. You have this option as well. Okay, time for dictionary. It expects 2 parameters here. One is let's say we have this table with player names and scores, or player initials and scores. We define string, we define the integer for maybe scores, and then we have something like this, and then this, and then and then we have AA, and then we have 100. Now, let's try to add one more, and very inconvenient to use this laptop keyboard, but it is what it is. So do this, and let's run this. Now, this is an error because you cannot add the same key. In this case, this is this. So in order to change this, you can add this. And now it's okay. Now, similar to the list, you can add, remove elements, and let's see one specific action, how to output the elements. So right line, and then we have item, and then we have the key, and then we have something like string. We concatenate strings. We talked about how to do concatenation, and let's run this. And it displays the information stored in our dictionary. Now, you saw that dictionaries could be quite useful. There are, other collections, data structures. I cannot cover all this in one video. There is this category in programming called data structures and algorithms. Maybe I'll do separate videos for this one. We are talking about C# and the syntax here mainly, but I cover a bit of theory just for you to understand what's going on, but I don't want to go very deep in some topics. But we have a structure called ordered dictionary, where you have A, and you have and then you have apple, and then you have B, and then you have some B. Maybe you have bat or something like this. Now, so you can imagine it's quite fast to search in a dictionary when it's ordered. Also, we have other structures. We talked about the stack. Now, when some element comes in, it's the first in, and then it's like the first out. So the stack works in this way. You don't pull out here, or like at the bottom, it's like first in, first out. You can Google for first in, first out, and we have something like the opposite. When we have some queue, you go into the queue, you wait, then this guy leaves, then this guy leaves, then this guy leaves, and then it's your turn. So depending on the situation you are in, maybe you are using some different data structure, maybe some different algorithm, something is fast, something is not fast. When you have the list, obviously when you are removing somewhere from the middle, and you have some other elements here. Let's say this is 1, this is 2, then this is 3, then this is 4. This will become 3, then this will become 2, and there are special algorithms also sorting the elements. how to do it in a very fast way. So this convenience doesn't come for free, you know. Everything in programming which is convenient has some cost. Now, what is a collection? We don't have the knowledge right now to explain this, since in order to create your own custom collection, you need to know what is a class, what is an object, but basically you access, you need to know what is an indexer, and also there is an explanation here, like defining a custom collection. You need to know what is an iterator, yield return, but as I said, these are more advanced concepts, and we are talking about how to use the C# syntax for now, what's available in the .NET framework, how it can help you do some certain programs, and I don't want to go into too much detail how things go and behind the boilerplate. And that's all for now. Be sure to maybe check the documentation and check what collections there are, how they work, and how they could be useful. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.